But yeah, so whenever you record anything, it is in a bit format and a hertz.
Yeah.
Essentially, I told Pro Tools to record in 44.1 hertz at 24-bit, but my system, for whatever reason, adjusted itself to 48 hertz. So we sounded like this.
Welcome to the Giant Podcast.
Which wouldn't be such a big deal because I tried everything. I tried to like speed us up just a little bit and like pitch us up a little bit. Yeah. But there was, I mean, I even looked up like, is there any way to convert this? And it was like, no, like you just completely suck and you messed up.
Man,
and that was after I had went through everything with you being like, I can handle messing up the video, but I just can't handle messing up the audio. And then as soon as I went to do it, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah, but that's my life in a nutshell. I told myself I'll never play Magic. Shoot me in the fucking face if I ever play Magic. And then I played Magic, and that's how I moved to Virginia. Because they have Star City games here. So anytime I say, no, my life is like, yes.
Do you still do a lot with Magic the Gathering?
Not as much. Not nearly as much. Like, I still have friends in that community, but, like, I hated that job so much. It was live production. And live production is stressful already. And then you've done live audio and stuff like that.
Sure.
It's stressful. Like, you have mere seconds to fix a problem before people start complaining. Now, take the most socially inept crowd who think they're always right. And that's your audience. So even when you don't mess up, they're like, this is wrong. I'm like, I assure you it isn't. But then when you screw up, you're like, oh, I got to fix this. And they're just like, why do you suck? Live less. I'm like, yep, I'm out of here. No more for me.
Well, now you do a lot of photography, and that's live. I mean, that's like in the moment, right? You got to capture those moments to perfection, right?
Or to not. Like, sometimes it's the moment. There's so many pictures I've taken where I'm like, this is the best picture I've ever taken. And the client's like, please don't show that to anybody.
Really?
And I'm like, what the fuck? It's a great picture. And then there's other pictures where I almost don't include it. I'm like, I don't know. And it's their favorite picture and they post it everywhere. Do I know why? No, not at all. So that's why, like, some photographers are like, okay, I will only deliver like 300 images and I'll like deliver 1,000. And they're like, you're overdoing it. I'm like, I know, but there's probably a lot that I would not have delivered, but they would have loved. And
sure.
I'm like, I don't care. And if it's too much, that's my bad. I don't care. I would much rather than be like, oh, wow, this is a lot, rather than, do you have more? That's the worst feeling.
Yeah, that's true.
The worst feeling. As a comedian, you want them to leave wanting more rather than, are they done yet?
Yeah.
So it's kind of the opposite in a way.
Yeah. Wow. And on a normal shoot, like, do you take like more than 1,000 photos? Like, and you review all of them? You just are clicking through them being like, that's good, that's not good?
So that used to be my process. And I would take a little less when it was that. Now, I'm very anti-AI in the art sense of things, but very pro as a tool. So I have a software called Aftershoot. And basically, I throw all the photos I've taken and have it cull and edit for me. Cull is the term to be like, yes, this one, no, that one. And I do the final edit still, but then it gets me to a starting point. So I'm saving hours. And I'll still go through the call and be like, no, I don't like that one. And more often than not, I'm clicking ones like, no, I don't like it. Or in a shoot, I'll remember like, oh, this is the shot. And then I'll go through the edit. I'm like, where is it? Okay, it's included. Good.
Nice.
But yeah, that after shoot software saves a ton of time, especially for events, not just weddings, but like a Comic-Con. I will throw that and have it cull and edit for me. And I'll do little edits here and there, but then it's like, it's off to the people then. And then those people at the event are like, I can post this same day. That's really valuable because a lot of times you're not like, oh, look at this art piece. And they're like, oh, it's me. I'm there in the costume. It's me. Yay.
Yeah.
In 2 days, they'll forget.
I got you. So has AI reached a point, though, to where, like, if you didn't capture the moment that you can technically like ask it to do it, to recreate it, or would you ever even go there?
I would not go there.
Right.
And that might be I figured this out when I worked with other photographers. I am not the standard. I do things differently, not because I'm like, oh, so punk rock and roll. Like, I had a wedding this past weekend, and I worked with 2 different people, and they're like, oh, this or that. I'm like, those are options? They're like, why don't you know this? I'm like, I just kind of taught myself and kind of like where I'm at. Like, most wedding photographers won't shoot in auto white balance. And I will, because I like color grading, and that's like my favorite thing to do, to mash it around.
Yeah, man.
And there's just other things like, oh, how many lights do you use? I'm like, 1. I don't want to use more than 1, especially on a wedding where things are like happening. Now, if you're in a studio, that's a different situation. Like here, you got 2 main lights. If I was in a video studio, I'd have these 2 main lights, and I'd have a backlight. That's different than a wedding where you're like, they're kissing. I can't be like, hey, do it again. Kiss again. Like, you're just married. Like, I hate recreating the moment, and some people will, and that bothers me because it's the wedding day. I'm there to document the day, not to
have them not to have them recreate things that are not actually happening in the moment.
The only thing you do that for is getting dressed up in details. So the beginning of the day, usually you're with the bride for a while, and then you'll be like, oh, can you readjust your ring again? Because that'll be a cool shot to show other people, and they'll be like, oh, I remember touching my ring, and memory senses. And like the guy, I'm like, all right, take your jacket off, and I'll put it back on. Pretend you're tightening your tie.
Sure.
Like, it highlights the details in a way, but the rest of the day, I don't want to be like, do it again. The magic's gone. And let me tell you, this past weekend was one of the craziest weddings I've been a part of. Not in a like, wow, people got drunk and got blah blah blah. That happens every week. That's not a miraculous wedding.
Yeah.
This wedding, and I'm gonna say it wrong, but the bride was Samoan, and she had lost her mother a couple years ago. So instead of a traditional dance with her father or anything like that, she did a hula with that side of the family that was like inspired for her and for her mom. And then there's this traditional Samoan dance where it's like the money dance. Have you ever been to a wedding? Like, oh,
of course.
Yeah. Well, she's in a getup and a hat, just this totem hat, like almost as tall as her. And she's doing this dance, and people are throwing money at her, screaming. And I was like, this is the coolest wedding. Right before all that, we're doing family photos, which is the most stressful part of the wedding. Because you're like, okay, let's get this done because everyone's hungry. Everyone wants to do things. I need to get pictures of that. So I'm like, okay, this, Mom, Dad, you here? Bang, go. And then always someone's like, all right, where's Uncle Ted? Uncle Ted went to the bar already? Someone go get Uncle Ted. All right, Uncle Ted is back, but then someone wandered off, and I'm like, oh, God, it's so frustrating. Well, we're at our last picture. I was like, all right, let's go get Grandma. Why is no one getting Grandma? Why is Grandma on the floor?
Oh.
She had heart arrhythmia, and they had to call an ambulance. So we're all, and it was the last photo we needed, which made me feel awful because usually, like, even my wife, who knows the wedding industry, is like, did you get a picture with her at least? Like, nope. So if that was the last time we saw Grandma, oops.
You could have gotten one with her in the back of the ambulance.
This close. See, there's the part of me that it's a comedian that was just like, I should get this. This will be funny later. I'm like, not if she dies.
True.
She was fine. She was discharged later that night. Everything's fine. I even contacted the client like, hey, if she's in town, call me up. We'll go get a picture with her because that would matter to me.
Yeah.
And then all the dancing happened and the night happened. I was just like, God, what a wild wedding.
That sounds wild. Have you ever seen a groom that was so drunk that he couldn't get through the words? Have you witnessed anything like that?
No, and I think there's something to that, like how us as comedians, like we kind of build our audience, and those people love us, and those people like connect with us. Same thing with wedding photographers and stuff like that. I don't tend to attract those type of clients who are looking for the party and everything like that. I'll have those where they get drunk by the end of the night.
Sure, of course.
But very rarely are they. Most of those grooms are like, nope, I have a job to do. This is the moment I asked for. I'm going to be present.
Yeah.
Now, have I had a bride that's had a few too much? Yes, all the time. And I'm like, yeah, that seems like me. Like, nope, let's cater to this person. Let's get her up. But nothing crazy. I think the craziest thing that's happened that's been drunk induced was all the groomsmen wanted a picture of them peeing on a wall. I was like, I don't know. And then the guy I was shooting for, I was second shooting, was just like, always do what the client wants. I'm like, okay. And it wasn't a private property. It was right outside Hotel Roanoke.
Oh, wow.
So it was very public. And I think since that wedding, I've gotten way more comfortable. People are like, could we? And I'm like, be careful what you ask for, because I'll say yes.
Right. Yeah.
I will absolutely say yes.
For the peeing on the wall, did you do a side profile shot?
No,
Okay.
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
He was a little embarrassed.
About to say, yeah. Well, I was about to say, you know, you'd have to line them up from.
It's just a cell phone tower of penis length.
Yeah, shortest to longest.
Yeah, that would be an interesting. Like, look how much signal I have at the end. My God.
Oh man, yeah. And then they found out somebody has a weak stream. Which, speaking of streams, I do want to ask. Last time I saw you, you were in writhing pain.
Yes, I am okay.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. Like, my pain is now manageable and different, like, specific spots. So right on the armpit here, especially during the wedding day, I'll have to sit down because this right here hurts. And then in my back a little bit will hurt from time to time. But it's in so much of a more manageable spot.
Okay.
Where now, like, sometimes I'll stand up and then all my nerves are like, let's tingle.
So you still haven't passed it?
I don't have one.
Oh.
No, sorry. I have one. It's in the kidney.
Oh.
Just chilling.
Oh.
It wasn't a kidney stone after all that was causing the pain.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to. So last time when we tried to record this, I was in a lot of pain, and my doctor said, it was my chiropractor said, it's definitely the kidney stone. Then I go to my doctor, and then she was like, nah, it is 1 centimeter. Not centimeter. Well, yeah, centimeter. And it's just chilling in there. It wouldn't cause this pain. And I believed her because, like, as part of passing, you'd feel it in your dick.
Well, yeah.
Or vagina. And I had no pain down there. Nothing. And she said something that I was like, we don't know if there was other ones that had caused your pain previously. I'm like, well, that would make sense. If it was painful down there.
I was about to say, yeah, it feels like a bullet shooting out of your dick. I mean,
yep.
Like you know, and it's the weirdest sensation of all time, but you know, like it truly is. It's like a rocket is coming out of there. It is not fun whatsoever. And I will tell you that a centimeter one, I don't care what your doctor says. Like mine was so small, like it was so small, but it felt like a freaking anvil in my back. Like when it would move, oh my gosh. Like until they gave me really good pain meds, like then all of a sudden I was like, I'm fine, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it was very small. Like because I did the little thing for my first one where like you catch it, and it was so small that, and remember, it still felt like a bullet, even though it was that teeny tiny. But I remember the first time it moved, I was walking into work from like a parking lot, and it was like 100-yard walk. And from the time that I got out of my car, which by the way, feeling great. It's making my way downtown, like felt awesome. I was like, this is an awesome day. From that 100-yard walk from my car to the front door, when I got to the front door, I thought I was going to die. Like I thought I was going to die. And then I have like maybe another 20 yards to walk in order to get to my cubicle. And by the time that I sat down, I was dripping in sweat. And my boss just happened to be walking up, and she was like, oh my God, are you okay? I was like, no, call 911 now. And I walked into the bathroom very slowly, felt like I was going to throw up. Back is still writhing in pain. And all of a sudden, out. All I remember is waking up on a gurney.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And
from a kidney stone, y'all.
From a kidney stone. I hyperventilated 100%. Because when I woke up, I couldn't feel my hands, couldn't feel my feet, couldn't feel my lips. I thought I was having a heart attack. I really did. Like I straight up thought like I'm dying. Like I'm dying. And on the way to the hospital, they explained to me, they were like, you need to control your breathing. That's why you passed out. And I have like a big knot on my head from where I hit the toilet. And anyway, so I'm like trying to breathe, and they had given me morphine, and I don't know how much, but they were like, this should help. This should feel better. And it didn't take any edge off. So when they got me into the doctor's office, like, or in the bed, right? Doctor walked in and he was like, we gave you morphine. You should be feeling way better. I was like, I'm not at all. Like, I was squirming and I couldn't get comfortable. He was like, I'll be right back. And I think what he got me was Dilaudid. So they came in and like, I love this doctor. He was so cool because he was like, and you're going to be feeling better in 3, 2, 1. As he's pushing it in, I was like, yeah, that's the spot right there. And so, yeah, they scanned me and they told me that I had a kidney stone and, you know, that I would pass it in a couple of days. And I took those days off of work and they gave me some really good pain management medication that I took. But I will tell you this right now, man, that's why I say it's nothing to mess around with because, you know, I mean, maybe I'm just a puss. I don't know, but I hyperventilated off of mine, and when it came out, like I said, felt like a bullet going through my dick, and they gave me like this little thing to pee in that it catches it, and it was so small that I immediately just threw it away. I was like, I got taken down by that little thing. Like it was so small. It was like, it felt like maybe like a hard grain of sugar, you know? It was nothing.
Put it in your tea, 1 lump or 2. Pew, pew.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't something that you would expect to like make such a racket in your body. But I remember just looking and going, wow, like it's tough, man. That's why when you were telling me you were in so much pain, I was thinking to myself, like, you know, I've had 2 ever since then. And one of them wasn't so bad and it took me 2 weeks. And it was every now and again I would feel better, but 2 weeks is the longest. The other one was 3 days. My other one was 5 days. And then it's 2 weeks. So I hope that if I ever have another one, which I'm sure one day I probably will, that it doesn't last that long. You know?
Kidding. And like I'm worried that that's gonna move eventually and get me out. But since then, it's just been like, okay, then what is it?
Yeah.
And I've been so busy. Basically, since we last talked, October has happened. October is the busiest wedding month, definitely in Virginia. So I've had a wedding ever since the last day of September. So I've had a wedding every weekend, and I have one next weekend. I had one last weekend. So I've just been like, I'm not going to go to the doctor right now because I'm fucking busy.
Yeah.
Muscle relaxers help. And that's like, okay, then what is it?
Yeah.
And sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. I'll stand up and I'm like, I feel great. And then I'll sit down and I'm like, why does everything tingle? So I'm dying, and that's okay.
We're all dying. It's okay.
Yeah. Have you died today?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Absolutely.
So you're doing all these weddings. Do you still find time in order to do comedy?
No. And I feel like a caged dog. Like I talked to Catherine Rogue a lot, and I'm just like, I can't wait till I'm done because weddings take so much out of me. And this past one took a lot. Like Sunday I didn't do oh nope, I had a session. Monday I didn't do jack shit.
There you go.
So that's why I'm really looking forward to when the weddings are done. Then I can go out and do mics and stuff like that because my brain is I'm not a good multitasker. So my brain's always like right now, right before here, I got the timeline for the wedding this weekend. I'm thinking, okay, what do I need to do? I need to charge all my things. I need to make sure I have all this down, because then it'll be better. Like, I don't like distracting myself too much because then I'm one of those people who arrive somewhere way too early just so I can, like, acclimate myself from the place. Because if I just show up, then it's like, if my worst nightmare is to show up and be like, you're on stage now. No. I need to stop hitting this table.
You're fine.
I can't do that. I wouldn't be so good on stage. Like if I go off the hip, I have a hard time going off the hip. Like you were telling me stories about doing stuff off the top of your head. I'm like, God bless you. Every time I try to do something, people they sense it. They're like, he's trying. Oh no, we hate this.
I think that was the first time, the last show that I did, that was the first time ever going off script. But I will say this is like being forced into a corner and having to do it. And it just like, there was a part of me where I was just like, okay, like just be yourself. Just go out there and just talk to people, and if it's cool, if it's funny, great. If not, whatever. There was a costume contest going on, and so it was like I already had that kind of, on my side. If I was just going out to just random folks and didn't have that to work off of, it probably would not have turned out that well. But I felt confident in, that I can get these people's attention because there's a costume contest going on for Halloween, and, and the people who are dressed up, they're already going to be looking at me, and the people who aren't, if you're not paying attention to me, I'm going to call you out, and I'm going to say that you're dressed up as something funny.
Yeah.
So
I love, and like, if I was comfortable with myself more, I think that, like, there's definitely shows like that where I'm like, you know what, I'm feeling me. Let's go for it. And, sometimes I forget, like, no. You are funny by yourself. You can do that. Because, like, in a conversation, that's why I quit for a little bit. Because I was funnier off stage than on. And I was like, ugh. That's a comedian's worst nightmare. Like, you're on stage, you bomb, then you come off, and people are like, you're so funny. I'm like, did you see that? Evidently I wasn't.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck.
Well, and I've heard a lot of comedians give a bad rap to comedians that like go off the dome with crowd work. And I've heard a lot of comedians say, "Oh, that's not comedy." I completely disagree. I think it's just as good as written material to me. You know what I mean? Like, I look at it from the lens of both of them take a tremendous amount of talent. And there are some people that can just rock and roll and clip with an audience, and they have those things. And I don't know if they're pre-written to just be like, okay, I got like these 20 things that I can pull from with a person that is that is like this. Maybe they have those written. I don't know. But they seem very natural with it.
And see, you've nailed why those people are wrong, because it's the way written material is best is if it seems like, hey, we're just having a conversation.
Yeah,
we all relate, and like if you have a show that's completely unrelatable, no one gives a shit. So the idea of I've always thought, to be a really good creative person, you have to be good in your like mechanics and things. So like if you're a really good drawer, someone who can draw really well, you have mechanics to do that. And my dad's an engineer. Engineer is very like science, engineering, but he's super creative because the point where he's at, no one's made anything like that. So he's just got like, I gotta fucking be creative and make things work. It's the same thing with crowd work and writing. So if you're writing, the best writing is going to sound like, hey, did you think about that? We've all been thinking about that, blah, blah, blah. And same thing with crowd work. You got to make people think that you haven't thought about any of this before. Yeah. But a lot of great crowd work is like, okay, I'm going to ask people about the job. I have these ready. Like when I did my hour, I had this little bit about video games. And I was like, this is a good point to try to get crowd work done. Try to get people involved. And of course, I wrote like 10 things like, okay, someone says this, kind of go on this path, but it didn't seem like it. Now, of course, when I asked people like, what's your favorite video game? They were like, this indie game that I made. I'm like, how the fuck am I going to do? Damn it. I'm really prepared. And then just like finger in the butthole Naruto. Just like, no.
Yeah.
It still worked out, but I was just like, I was too confident that there would be normies in my audience. There was not.
Yeah. Yeah. There's freaks and geeks out at our shows for sure, which it's wonderful. Those are my people.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite kinds of people, because those are the ones that, always have a way more interesting outlook on the world and outlook on just things in general.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I want to be very clear earlier, I ragged on those people for making my job in live production harder.
Yeah.
Fuck those people. There are another set of people who are just like, I like this thing. Do you like this thing? Okay, I'm here with my thing. Those are my type of people.
For sure.
Because they are just like, I enjoy this thing. I will share it with you. You don't like it? That's fine. I will go back to my thing.
Yeah.
I love those type of people.
Yeah. And I've always been the type of person, like, I love cooperative games. You know what I mean? I love to play games with my friends. I'm not such a big single player person unless it's like Skyrim. It's something that is just, it envelops you, like it just grabs you. But as far as like any other type of game, if it's a sports game or if it's a, Call of Duty or something like that, honestly, I don't just like, turn it on and just go play by myself. like I like to play with my friends, that camaraderie, that just having fun, and making memories with friends and doing stuff. It's a lot more fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like city builder games, which is very much a one person, but I am not smart enough to make the game I want, which is a city builder that's cooperative. You have one person who's the city planner, and then your friends play like all those little people that have to get things done. So it's like, I need this built. And you're just planning things out, and your friends are like, fuck, I need concrete. And they have to go get the concrete to get it done. And there's just like it's less AI and more of like human error when that can happen. I think that would be a blast. Is anyone going to make that? No, because the people who are city builders are like, I'm in control.
I mean, you're like 3 to 5 years away from being able to talk it into existence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, truly, like it's crazy. I keep on watching all the stuff that AI can do, and I don't know what it is about YouTube, my algorithm, but it's either like penis enlargement pills, AI for building a website, stuff like that. And the AI, the guy, I'm pretty sure on the advertisement is AI.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've seen that.
And he's explaining like, hey, now you can just say this and now your website will be able to do anything that you want. And I'm like, well, that's cool, but I still call my buddy in order to work on my website.
Absolutely. Well, then you have that gap. You have that resource. That thing is for somebody who doesn't have the resource.
Sure.
And it could be a little predatory. Like, that's what I'm always worried about. Like, these things, oh, it sounds great. I'm going to give it a try. And not as customizable or not as like, I totally get with that. And the idea of that sometimes AI will it will make things easier and not easier. I think we talked last time that, I will use AI for something I will not pay someone for.
Yeah.
Like I would refuse to pay for someone for. And a lot of that is just bouncing off ideas. Like just like, I need to do this, anything. And then that gets me started. Again, AI as a tool is fantastic.
Sure.
But AI for creation is, to me, on a tightrope. Because it's like, now you're trying to take over something that makes us human.
Yeah.
And to me, that's art. And, like, I would never have ChatGPT help me with jokes.
Yeah. No.
Hell no.
No.
Now, will I help it make me arrange the jokes? Yeah. Because that would be a tool like, okay, I need to get from point A to point B. Here's all my jokes. Like, what makes sense? What's a good transference? And if I'm stuck, I'm stuck. So I'm going to use it as a tool. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Maybe it's Maybelline.
It's always Maybelline. Maybe you're
There's
born
nothing
with it.
maybe about. Why isn't that the tagline? There's no maybe about it.
It's always Maybelline.
Yeah, we've changed our name. It's Allween. Oh wait, no.
No, can't say that.
That's what that's what they were like. Why is it maybe? Why can't it be? Oh, I get it now. We can't do that.
So, do you ever allow? I know that you said like you didn't take a picture of Grandma in the back of the ambulance, but do you ever let your comedic self come out at the like your photography sessions? Like, do you ever? Because a lot of times, right? Sometimes you have to make them laugh or make them smile, and like you said, have it be like real, as opposed to forced. So, do you ever crack a joke or anything?
Absolutely, and I think that's what makes me unique. I mean, there's probably other comedians that are photographers in the world, but like I use that as a competitive advantage because it's not just you're a comedian. That Halloween show you were talking about, it wasn't just because you're funny. It's you knew how to read a situation, and it's the same thing for photographers. For a photography session is like, okay, what kind of joke can I make? What kind of situation do we have? Let's identify the person that was forced here. Okay, let's give them a little more attention. And if they don't like that attention, then you ignore them, and they'll be happy with that. Because sometimes they don't like attention just because, I don't want to be here. Sometimes it's more like, hey, no, this is about you too. This isn't, we're just doing this for mom. There are some things we're going to do for mom. But let's do let's just do a photo of you. Let's make fun of dad. Dad's easy to make fun of. You got two dads. Double the funny. You got two moms. I'm going to be respectful. But usually one of them's loud. And I hate stereotypes. Why do they always show up? It's very much using comedy helps me not only make feel comfortable, but reading a situation of, okay, so-and-so is not comfortable. How do we make them comfortable? Is it jokes? Is it giving them permission to be themselves? Is it giving them permission to do the bare minimum? Like, hey, we'll be done in 2 seconds. Boom. All right, let's give more attention to the little kid who's like, my turn. Or, hey, Mom, let's do one of just you and this person. All right, let's do this one, but real quick, we can get you out of here. Like that stuff. Yes, do I crack jokes? All the time. But only when it's like you can tell. And usually it helps that when the dad isn't thrilled to be there either. When he's just like, I had to wear this and I didn't want to wear it. Again, stereotypes. I hate them, but they always show up.
Yeah.
He's fun to make fun of and also defend sometimes. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's handsome. On the phone, you told me he was ugly as shit. What are you talking about? And he's like, you said this. It's that kind of improvisation that helps, but also, like what we talked about, sometimes the improv is pre-written.
Sure.
So you have those things that you can go to that work a lot. For my weddings, I'm going to tweak this for next year, but I'm always, the group picture's like, hey, I'm not going to tell you to smile. That's rude, and I hate telling women what to do. But if any of you frown, your kneecaps are mine. Forfeit. They're mine. And that usually is just weird enough. People are like, what? My kneecaps? Very specific. Next year, I think I'm going to change it up as some other threat. Because now, kids these days aren't threatened by kneecaps. So I'll take
Who needs them?
I'll take away your TikTok. I'll start posting embarrassing things.
Have you ever had to take somebody's kneecaps?
There was one where I was close to be like, hey, this is someone's special day, and you're literally ruining the photograph.
I only ask because it seems like you're all cap. Yeah. Okay, all right. Taylor's done. Well, thanks.
Son of a bitch. That used to be my thing. Leave or like flip a table. Dude. All right, I'm done.
I would love it if you flipped my table. My Xbox is right below there.
Yeah, I looked. No.
Yeah, so that would be scary.
But that's the thing. I think that like most of my stuff is like, because I'm a comedian, I'm a better photographer. It's the only thing that's backwards. Is sometimes I'm a better comedian because I'm a photographer, always looking for things and seeing. So like, come in here, I'm like, all right, controller's on the ground. Why is the controller on the ground? Oh, the Xbox is right there. Okay, it's got these cables running over here. Don't trip on those. Stuff like that, where it's less professional courtesy and more just constant anxiety that dad's gonna come through the door like, why didn't you pay attention? Like, I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, so when you're not doing photography or you're not doing comedy, what else do you like to do?
Garden. To be honest,
nice.
It's a little cold for gardening now. My lettuce is still alive, which was cool. But last night, the temperature killed all the tomatoes, which I was just letting them grow to see what their tolerance was. The tolerance was yesterday. I come up this morning, I'm like, oh, they all dead.
33.
It's like below freezing, but even a little above freezing, they hate it.
Gotcha.
They're tropical plants.
Yeah.
And I am such a science nerd at heart. I went to college to be a physicist. That didn't work out, but I'm still a huge nerd. So learning things, and I got into gardening as like my meditation sometimes, but then I get into the nitty gritty of science, like, ooh, what's the most optimal? And then it becomes a little less calming because I'm like, I have to get this right. But just like the lettuce and stuff, I was like, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And there was even flowers in there. I was like, I put those flowers in a container, and they're in the flower bed, or in the raised beds. How did that happen? And then I start going, did the wind get in? And I just start like trying to figure things out, be a nerd about it. But I really like gardening, and I love video games. Like one of my favorite right now is Surviving Mars. It's a city builder, but on Mars.
Okay.
And that's why I was like, last night I was like, man, I would love to play with some friends on this game. How would that work? Oh, they'd be really cool if they were the drones and everything. Because there's little things you can do in that game where, like, mysteries will happen. And like, oh, no, this alien took over your drones. They're killing people. I'm like, no, what am I got to fix this. It'd be kind of cool if there was a human element to it. It was like, okay, I need you to build these things. And you to do it with the right people. Because you've seen YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
There's plenty of people like, I'm going to kill as many colonists as I can. Like,
yep.
Oh, I don't want to play with those people.
Yep.
But I really do enjoy video games. And that's how I've been relaxing. Yesterday felt like a reset because all I did was play that game and eat food.
Nice.
And drink Code Red Mountain Dew. I'm still trying to kick that. I started seeing a dietitian because I'm serious about like fixing shit. And it's actually been quite nice. because it's like hybrid dietitian and like food psychologist, because like that's my problem. It's not that I don't know what to do. Yeah, I know what to do. How do I rethink about food? Because man, right now it's what I call a comfort blanket. I eat food to feel better about myself, and therefore ruining myself. So finding out how to maybe have a different relationship has been.
So it's the type of food, not necessarily the amount.
Yeah, it's never been the amount.
Okay.
It's always just been the type, and when I eat, or like she's been like, okay, track when you eat. Don't track what, track when. And I'm finding out I'm not eating until noon. I'm not a breakfast person, but then I have my 3 meals, and one of those meals is right before bed.
Yep.
And that's not good. Or like my comfort zone is at my desk playing a game, Code Red, food. And that's at night, and that's not good. And then like last night, I didn't fall asleep till like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because I had that Code Red at 2 a.m. while I was watching Somebody Feed Phil. Great show. As I'm playing my game. So I'm in my bed, be like, why can't I go to... I know why I can't go to bed. Crap. And then my stomach had the balls to say, I'm hungry. I'm like, no, you're not. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. But yeah, like it was like, I always felt, I'm eating too much. I'm a big guy. I was eating 2 meals a day, but a lot at one time, and then your body can't regulate. So like one of the first things we talked about was like, okay, have breakfast, whatever that is. Try to even things out. And so right now we're working on balance. Fat, carb, protein, fiber. Mm-hmm. If you have all 4 of those things in a meal, cravings could subside. And I say could because I'm still trying to figure this out and everyone's different. But if those are consistent, maybe cravings will be less and more of a routine, and less like, I feel sad, I must eat. Like,
sure,
that would be less. So just trying to figure that out. And I was meal prepping at the beginning of the year. That was great. So now we're just trying to get back into things.
Yeah, food craving and addiction is a real thing. Because like when I lived in Nashville, Tennessee 10 years ago, I lost 70 pounds, and it was very easy for me just because I was going through a divorce. I knew that I needed to drop some pounds, right? And all I did was I shopped for myself every single day. I did not go to the grocery store and buy in bulk. I would just be like, okay, I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to buy a chicken breast for dinner, and maybe like some, a side, but the side would have to be something semi-healthy, and I'm not a vegetable guy, at all. But I noticed with myself that if I go to the store every day, then it makes me think about what I'm buying. And also too, I was only allowed to buy what was in the outer of the aisles. I wasn't allowed to buy anything in the aisles because everything in the aisles is, processed. So I was only allowed to do meat, fruit, vegetables, and that's it.
Some dairy maybe?
Actually I stayed strictly away from dairy.
Okay.
Only because I am a dairy freak. I mean, a freak. Like, we go through a gallon of milk every 3 days. Like, I can drink an entire gallon of milk in a day. And I'm talking whole milk.
Oh, damn.
I want to say that, like, I would say, like, 60% of my weight gain has been drinking milk. Because I just love milk. I love it. There's nothing more, like... It's weird because like I can be so dehydrated and I can drink like 9 bottles of water and I'll feel like a bag of dicks. Like I just feel terrible. Yeah. But I drink 2 glasses of whole milk and I feel so good. Like I don't know what it is. It's almost like my body's running off diesel. You know what I mean? I was trying to put gasoline in like everyone else, but my body needs diesel. So
I learned so much about you just now. That was lovely.
Yeah.
I milk makes me poo. Now, cheese is okay, and that's another thing I've been trying to cut. Not out, but less. I used to be, cheese still is my favorite thing. And I eat the cube cheese and all that. Cheese. And it was such a good snack. And then I started counting calories, and I said, 4 cubes is 150 calories? Are you fucking kidding me? No wonder I feel like this. Holy shit. Yeah. So every time, like, my wife is amazing. My best person in my life. And she knows, like, what I like. So she would bring, like, when she's catering events, she was like, okay, no, they're going to throw out the cheese. Here's the cheese. And I'm like, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Where's me? And, like, part of this issue that I have, I'm like, maybe it's my gallbladder, because sometimes if I eat really fatty, I'm inflamed and in pain. I'm like, well, shit. When I'm at my computer, my Code Red and cheese, like, it's not gourmet, but it is to me. It was just, it's like watching a food show. Even though you just made, like, Kraft macaroni and cheese, you're like, this is gourmet Kraft macaroni and cheese, because I'm watching Gordon yell at this idiot.
Right.
And it always made me feel good. But nope, I've been trying to cut cheese as much as I can.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, something that truly made me, like, dedicate myself to my diet, like, because in the first couple of weeks, like, I was like, yeah, I'll go to the gym for an hour. Well, that's great, but, like, I wasn't eating correctly, so I wasn't seeing any kind of results. But I will never forget the day that I was on the treadmill. I was like, I'm not getting off the treadmill for an hour. I'm just going to get on the treadmill, and I'm going to try to really burn some calories, right? And I did an hour, and I remember seeing I did 560 calories, which, by the way, is not good in an hour. Like, at least I didn't think so. And I was just like, okay. So then I went shopping. And when I went shopping, my favorite treat was double stuffed Oreos. And I was like, I never counted calories. I never looked at stuff that I was putting in my body. And I remember turning it around, and it said 2 cookies is the equivalent to 200 calories. So basically, I only had to eat 4 of those cookies in order to undo what I just did. Because I know, like, for anyone who, like, you know, knows how, you know, people's bodies work, maybe that's not the exact math, but it was to me.
Shut your mouth for a minute.
I mean, it was to me, and it made sense, because I was like, wow, everything I just did in an hour, and I almost killed myself on that treadmill staying on it for the hour. But I remember just going, and all that can be just thrown away for these 4 Oreos.
Absolutely.
And so when I thought about like that, I was like, oh no. And I put them right back on the shelf, and I got out of there, because everything I turned around, it was like, oh, this is only 100 calories, but it's 4 servings, you know, like there's 4 servings in this thing that I eat. So there's 400 calories. And so I got really good at calorie counting, and a lot of calories really didn't matter, because when you're given a chicken breast, it doesn't tell you how many calories it is. And you shouldn't really have to count calories on a chicken breast or a steak, or, you know, and stuff like that. So, because those are, in my opinion, good calories. You're getting protein, you know. But I think eating clean is one of the hardest things in the world anyone can do to change that process, because I'm sure Code Red, the way that you talk about it, is kind of the same for me with Cocoa Pebbles. For the first week and a half to 2 weeks, when I say at nighttime, that was my comfort food to go to bed. I'd eat a huge Jethro Bodine, you know, big old bowl of Cocoa Pebbles. And I remember laying in bed, just thinking about it and literally tasting it in my mouth, you know, and just going, oh, it'd be so easy, but I don't even have it. Might have to go up to the store. I'd have to buy milk. I mean, it's not even worth it, right? I want to see results. And, you know, after 2 weeks of abstaining from just bad stuff, I'll never forget, I woke up and I could see a little bit of my collarbone showing, you know, like I had actually lost weight. I could see it in my face, and it felt like it was overnight. And then I was like, I can do this. Like at the first sign of taking a step forward, I was like, I can definitely do this. And I think I had lost like 12 pounds at that point. And then I was like, well, how far can I take it? Let's just take it. And got myself from 260 down to 180.
Good job, bud.
So, yeah. But that was also 25-year-old me. 38-year-old me, now I'm 39, has been trying to lose weight. And let me tell you, I've gained 10 pounds.
Yeah. I'm finding that out myself. And the calorie counting is what gets me every time. Because, again, I'm telling you, I'm that scientist at heart. So if I can't figure out what the exact amount of calories is in it, I get really discouraged. I'm like, is this even real? I don't know. And, like, I bought a food scale, and I would put in the app. I'm like, okay, so and such ounces of chicken is that much and that much. And then when I was calorie counting, I was starving all the time. And they were like, well, you shouldn't, restrict yourself. I'm like, I'm trying so hard, and I'm still, like, starving, not starving. But there were some times where, like, I need to put something in me, but I'm already at, like, 3,000.
Yeah.
And that's probably too much already. And
there's so many things out there. There's so much information out there now that it's like, you know, take this, it's the miracle drug. This will make you lose weight, or try this. You know, there's like 90 different meal things that you can do. You know, it's like, I'm not saying they're not good. I'm just saying I know that the simplest way for me to lose weight is to get my ass up and get active for an hour a day and drink more water and eat less shitty food.
Yeah. Sounds real simple.
It sounds real simple.
And it actually is that simple. And just sometimes your body's like, but what if you don't? What if you actually play Magic the Gathering?
That's what I'm like, fuck. Yeah, that's my problem too. I'm like, what if I just play video games with my friends for like 6 hours?
Oh, this was great. Oh my God, it's 5 a.m.
Yeah,
that was me yesterday.
I got to the point to where when I used to when I was losing my weight, if I was watching TV, every commercial break I had to do like jumping jacks, or I had to do push-ups, or I had to do like, you know, like lifting weights and stuff. And I've tried to do that with video games, but I gotta say, 39-year-old me is a piece of shit. Like, I'm just like, you know, I'll just wait for this lobby to load in for 2 minutes, and I don't really feel like doing anything. Oh, I'll take a shot of tequila. That's what I'll do. It's better. Like, I'm actually to the point, I'm so unhealthy that I'm literally like, tequila's better for me than whiskey. You know? Yeah.
We're like, oh, look at our health journey is subsided.
Listen, we're not over here preaching, telling you to get healthier. We're not telling you to get unhealthier either. It's your life. Live your life. Love your life. And don't have any regrets.
Yeah, you just found 2 stories of 2 different people on how they're dealing with shit. And maybe the story is, oh, that people also feel the same way. Yeah. This sucks. I want to be healthy. And then, oh, the liquid gods of Code Red Mountain Dew.
Now, I will say this. Let's talk about this. Same subject, but different person. Johnny has lost weight, and he looks fucking great. He does. Yeah. He looks great.
He claims it's the shot. I don't think so.
You know, I think it's probably both. I think that maybe the shot kind of helped him out. But if you are going to take a shot in the stomach, you're gonna change your life.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna change habits that you have.
Oh, sometimes it's thighs. So I had those for a little bit. Like, my diabetes journey is up and down, which is bad for diabetes. And I had the most success with the shot. Not only did it help my appetite, but man, did I hate taking that shot. I'm like, just get your shit together so you don't have to take the shot anymore.
Yeah.
My wife loved giving me the shot. Because my pain is her happiness, which I kind of love in the same, like,
of course.
Like,
of course.
All right, I can do this to make her giggle. But no, I try to tickle her and she's like, fucking die. I'm just kidding.
I think that, you know, because I've watched videos from him like 2 years ago to him now, and I'm just like, man, like, I'm very, very happy for him, very proud of him, and like you said, it can't just be the shot.
Yeah.
I know a couple of my friends who have been on the shot. It's worked for some of them, didn't work for others, and I don't know. For me personally, I want to see, okay, how does it look in 5 years?
Yeah.
You know, like, I want it to go a little bit longer than, hey, check out this new thing that we just put out.
Yeah.
Because that's how it felt to me. Maybe it's been around for longer.
It's actually it's been around for a long time. Okay. And it's just basically the ad hoc history that I gave you. It was just for people with diabetes.
Okay.
Like, that's what it was for. And really, that's what it is for. Like, some people will be given it and they're like, you're not even pre-diabetic. We can't give it to you. So Johnny must have been pre-diabetic.
Yeah.
But like, I used to take a shot called Bidurian, and it was made out of like poisonous jellyfish stuff. And it wasn't that like, it was a syringe. I'd have to go and then push it, and that was terrifying.
Yeah.
Because I was like, and then they're like, okay, make sure not to put in a stretch mark because otherwise you'll bleed. And I'm like, excuse me, what? And this was 10 years ago. And it's been like the current iterations haven't been around. And a lot of times I don't know if it is a patent thing, because you'll see like a specific drug for a long time and it's just name brand. And all of a sudden you're like, there's so many generics out. And it's just because of the way that patents work with pharmaceuticals, it just ends. It's not like, oh, I need to nope, it just ends. And now there's all these generics out. And then that pharmaceutical company's like, I only kind of made $6 billion on it. And it's like, shut the fuck up.
So that's kind of where they're at now, where that's why the generics are now coming out.
I think so.
Okay.
That's my estimation. Like, again, I took one 10 years ago, and now all of a sudden there's Wegovy, Mounjaro, all these different ones. And I'm like, they probably don't have a patent on the molecule anymore. So that's my guess.
I gotcha.
Science
rules. Yeah.
Look, I can talk about. I am that person who is just like, hey, do you want to know why that's real? No, I understand, and I just like say it in my head. Like there was the one time I'm walking in this, like those glass like hallways between like a convention center and the parking lot or the garage, and the person I'm walking with is like, God, it's so hot in here. I'm like, you want to know why? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay. Greenhouse effect, and I just said it to myself. I was like, did you just say it to yourself? Like. Well, yeah, someone's got to hear it.
Yeah, I got to finish. I got to let someone know, even if it's even if it's just reminding myself. Yeah. Don't want to forget about it.
Tailoring the spectrum. Yeah, I just whispered greenhouse effects to myself.
It's definitely spectrum.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah,
it's actually. I think it's a great thing now, right? Like it used to be like kind of. Like almost taboo, but now it's like if you're not on the spectrum, you're kind of left out.
Yeah.
You're not interesting.
I definitely know someone I'm like, so you just raw dog life?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't even. There's a short film that I really like. It's I forgot what it's called, but the basis is everyone has Down syndrome. And then someone is born without Down syndrome. Ooh. And then they like how this person is treated, like they're all searching around his room for the extra chromosome. Like, where is it? Where is it? And
it sounds like the tale of Rocky Mount. You know what I'm saying?
Hey-oh, don't kill me. That I thought that was a really cool perspective, and that there's some people like, oh, my whole personality is ADHD, and I'm like, whatever. Some people use it as an attention tactic. Those people aren't for me. You have fun.
Yeah,
you do that over there now. Does it help some people explain things? Yeah. I've been able to forgive myself about some things where I was like, oh, I have a hard time doing XYZ because this is what it's wired in me. Some of that is definitely like, why do I have this symptom? Well, my dad. Oh, okay. It's nature versus nurture. Sometimes it's both.
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't in a house with someone who had the same issue, would it show up? No. But since it was right there, my body's like, hello, I am here. This is your obsession for 2 weeks. Aha. You will have this all the time.
I love that. So, because you know so much, I would like to ask a question because I just watched this documentary and I just want to know your opinion.
Okay.
Why is it not the moon a space station? Do you think the moon could possibly be a space station for extraterrestrial beings?
Like the moon itself?
The moon itself.
Well, there are people who've been voted into office that I thought would never be voted into office. So anything is possible.
Sure.
But, so the moon's gravity is 1/6 Earth's gravity. So that would say that the moon isn't very dense, which could be true or false when it comes to space station. If you think about it, like maybe it's a really hollowed out space station, so therefore it doesn't produce as much gravity, or something of that size should be not as dense and shouldn't have gravity at all. So there's a possibility there. Is it unlikely? Probably, because I am definitely a person, we definitely went to the moon. Why haven't we gone? Because it's boring there. Like, people are like, why haven't we been back? Because it's just fucking dust. And
yeah,
the moon is our greatest protector. If you think about it, there's all those, meteor stuff because it was there in the way. So, some stuff that could mean it's a space station. The pure coincidence that is the exact diameter as the sun when the eclipse happened. That's wild.
That's wild.
That's wild. So that, like, if you told me that and only that, I'm like, yeah, it could be a space station. But it's unlikely. And it could be, people are like, oh, we went to the moon to resupply the space station. Maybe. So am I saying no? No, because anything's possible.
Sure.
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Because we're not using it very well then.
I have a very, I would say, stupid opinion about it, because I believe that the moon, yes, is a space station, or at least that I think that makes sense. And I think it's because it's almost like they built the space station. It's coated in this powdery substance and so thick that it can, like, if it does get hit by something, then it's going to be okay, right? It's not going to just implode. And of course, the inside of it, because they said that something had hit the moon and the moon vibrated for like, I forget how long, but it's like, it was like 5 hours or something.
Interesting.
So it vibrated. So to me, it's like maybe the inner core is the actual, like, you know, like they can, because we only see one side of the moon. True or false?
True. Well, the light side is the always lights. Yeah, we see the same side. Yeah,
we see the same side. Yeah, okay. So we always see the same side of the moon. So like the back of it could possibly have like an entrance or an exit. You know what I mean? But anyways, so yes, like that would be like just think about it as like a steel ball on the inside of this super powdery coating in order to protect it. But then on top of that, I almost kind of feel like we almost kind of live in the same thing. It's how I feel whenever I walk outside and I look up and I look at the lights that are the stars, right? Where I'm just like, wouldn't it be weird if we were actually in like a powder coated ball?
Interesting.
Floating around in space. I know right now people are going to be like, I'm not watching this because this is stupid.
Keep your mind open.
Listen,
he's wrong, but keep your mind open.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but that's just how I feel being on Earth and just looking up and just being like, the way that it looks, you know, it just looks like there are just lights up in a sky, almost kind of like super bright LEDs. And, you know, they basically created it as like we are in an aquarium type thing.
Yeah, like I can understand like all the people that, I'm a very liberal person. So sometimes people get angry at very Republican people, but like, how can you even think like that? I'm like, yeah, I would love not to pay taxes, and I would love for me to be first. Yes, for you to say that's not real, that's a lack of empathy.
Yeah.
So same thing with space stuff. Like you can absolutely feel like that because you don't immerse yourself in that kind of stuff, and not to say, oh, you're wrong because of this, because you could be right. The things that I would say to counter those things, we'll go one by one.
Yep.
The stars. The way we calculate their distance, a lot of them is parallax. So the idea of you have 2 points on a curve, you look at the same object. So basically whatever the distance, because you look with one eye, you look at the other, you shift. So you measure that shift, and then you get length. And those lengths are different.
Okay.
Same thing with how bright a star is, all that kind of stuff. Now, the vibrating of the moon is really interesting because I don't know the answer. Now, if I had to guess, is how gravity works. It's like a sheet. So like this space-time fabric. So the more something weighs, the more it sinks into that fabric. Mm-hmm. The moon doesn't weigh nothing. So really, if you hit it hard enough, it could be in its little fabric trying to stay, because everything tries to stay in equilibrium. Our hearts, our everything. If you ever reach equilibrium, you die, because that means nothing's moving, because everything is in one place. So the moon's trying to get back to its track. So vibrating for 5 hours sounds a little short, to be honest, which makes me think maybe it is a space station. But the idea,
I don't know if it was 5 hours. I can't.
But like, just getting that idea of like, okay, maybe it's just trying to like center itself, because it's still like in this almost trough, if you will. It's not, you know, black holes. That's a different thing. That's just something infinitely dense, and you just tears this fabric. But the moon is not that dense. So that idea, like maybe it's gravity, maybe it's Maybelline.
I love it. Yeah, and these are just things I love toying with, just, you know, different thoughts, you know what I mean? Like, and that was why, you know, my brother told me, he's like, you should watch the moon as a space station. And so of course I watch it, and I loved it. I was like, yeah, that's pretty dope. Like, even if I say even if it's not true, but it's probably not true.
But why is it? Because I'm such a devil's advocate on everything. Like, is it because other people are telling you, or is it just I'll watch some documentaries and I'm like, oh, they're full of shit, and they're clearly not addressing things.
They made very good points as to why the moon is probably a space station.
Okay.
They made a lot of very good points. Some of the stuff went over my head because I'll be the first one to say that I don't understand a lot.
Yeah.
When it comes to getting into the nitty gritty of, physics and stuff like that. I'm just like, yeah. Because like when I watched Interstellar the first time, I was like, pfft, I might have to watch that like 20 more times in order to truly understand. And I do now. And I do like the way that they do it. Like they did the whole thing. But, to me, it's just, it's tough for my brain to wrap around stuff like that, right? It sounds like you got your mind wrapped around quite a lot of things.
Well, absolutely.
Pretty well.
But like I also don't enclose everything.
For
The
sure.
only thing I would enclose is the earth is not flat. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I'm not, I don't think the earth is flat.
Even if you were, I would still love you.
I understand.
But that is the only thing I'm like, that is wrong. The documentary, like, we're going to disprove it, and all their experiments failed. And they were like, well, there might have been some humor. Yeah, the human error is your fucking brain, asshole. Oh, move the lights so it's my situation. Like, I love physics so much. There's a thing called string theory. Have you heard about string theory?
I've heard about string theory.
So this, basically all the math work, and I don't know how all the math works because I didn't become a physicist. But they were like, oh, for all this to work, we need 13 dimensions. And I was like, that sounds like I just need this many things for things to work out, and is lazy to me. Like, you're not cooking. You're just like, I need one extra pinch of cornstarch, and this is good. Like, no, you can't just be like, we have 13 dimensions because of this thing I made up. No, stop it. Nonsense. Same thing with flat earth. Like, oh, I need this experiment to work exactly like this for it to work.
Right.
And then it doesn't. And then they're like, oh, move the thing a little. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Don't get me started on teleportation. I think that's the number one thing I hate.
Do you think it's coming?
I hope fucking not.
Yeah.
I will be. I started myself. The idea of teleportation is you are deconstructing a human being and reconstructing.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Prestige?
Of course.
Yeah, that's all. It's all about teleportation.
Yeah.
That would scare the shit out of me. Am I this person?
Yeah.
Probably not. And I'm not going to do that. So fuck that.
That was more reproduction.
Yeah, but it is more about reproduction, but that it's still the same idea of, is my consciousness into this new thing? For them, it wouldn't be. I don't think it would be for deconstructing and reconstructing.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way for me to know that's true other than to do it. And then if it's not,
yeah,
I'm dead.
Yeah.
And I'm for someone who eats and drinks as rambunctiously as I do, you would think I'd be less afraid of death, but no, I am terrified.
Well, and Timeline. Did you see Timeline?
No.
Okay, so Timeline, you should really watch it. Great movie. They travel back in time, and there's this one guy, it's like his fifth time. But the thing that they don't explain to him is every time that they travel through time, right, because they discovered a different dimension that takes them into like, I think it's like 1642 or something like that. Every time that they go, there are tears in their genetics. And so it gets worse and worse every time they go. It gets a little bit more cut up. So it's almost like you're going through, it's almost kind of like taking scissors and cutting a string, but then you tape the string back, only it's not a perfect match.
Yeah, that sounds like a movie right up my alley.
Oh, it's so much fun.
And that's, so time travel is another thing that's freaking, it's never going to happen. So that idea of going back in time.
Yeah.
First of all, if you can do that, you make new realities every time you move. Mm-hmm. So you're really not going back to the same point, or you're not really going back to the same point. So that's the only thing Back to the Future got wrong.
Yeah.
But also the amount of energy you would need to do to move. So we can move things in the future, but it's cheating in my mind. Basically, you're moving so fast that you're kind of faster than time.
Okay.
So yeah, you time travel. No, you just moved faster. It's like, have you heard of faster than light travel?
Yes.
So the idea that, you go in a wormhole and you get there so much faster. No, you took a shortcut. It had nothing to do with time. You just went, I can go this way, and I'm there closer. You just Google Maps your way into faster than light travel. Yeah. That's not how that works. So I always hate people like, it's faster than light. No, it's a shortcut. It's shorter than light. That's what it is. Don't say it's faster.
Makes sense.
All right, my TED Talk is done now. People are going to be like, he's not a comedian. He's a fucking nerd.
No.
You're right.
No, this is awesome. I love this. But we probably are pretty much at time. But this has been absolutely wonderful.
It's fun.
I have truly enjoyed it. So we'll definitely, we're going to have Taylor back on.
We'll talk about comedy next.
Oh man, no, this was great. Are you kidding me? Next I have the perfect person to have a sit down with the three of us because I want to go deep into space.
Oh,
I want to go deep into space with you guys and just talk a little bit about, you know, some different theories that I have and also of your own theories.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
I think that would be fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What are your theories in the comments?
Yeah, definitely put that down. And is the moon a space station? Let me know what you think. But once again, this has been Jared's Not Funny. I am Jared Christensen. This has been Taylor Reschka. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.